Hey guys, welcome back to another week of FetchQuest. We're looking forward to this. More lore, more family time. Just a good old fashioned family greet. Uh, Chris, you want to catch us up from last week?
Sure. I mean, you basically just said everything that happened there is
I didn't go
we
into
went to
specifics.
the Masveric estate and met some my butler James, who is a rock genasi, and my definitely very healthy parents. Um then we went to a what was it? We went to Kara's place where nobody was home. So we basically just left. We then went to Damakos' place, and they had a very normal
So,
conversation about not killing people. And then we found out that our werewolf can breathe underwater forever, and then we went home.
all right, yeah. So,
Yeah,
you guys are at the Masveric estate right now, right?
that's where we were heading next, I believe. Yes.
Fantastic. So, yeah, the group, you guys are all gathered, leaving the Grey Castle estate. Is there anything you'd like to do before you leave? No?
Oh, what time of day is it?
It's getting closer to night. It's definitely in the evening. It's around 6, maybe 6:30. The sun is definitely, starting to go down.
Okay.
Okay. So, each of you head out, walking back towards the Masveric estate, and you guys do find your way there. A servant is there to open up the gates for you and shuts the gates, uh, after you guys enter in. You very quickly find yourselves within the entrance hall of the Masveric.
Oh boy. I've been keeping a mental list of all of the things that I need to have done. Is James around at all when we enter in?
He is not currently near you, no.
Right. Uh, is there any help around?
Yeah, there's always servants milling around.
All right, I'm just gonna approach the closest one. Could you have a few hands around, prepare a study, along with have James stop by?
Yes, sir. Prepare for everyone.
All of us here, yes, along with James.
Yes, sir. Right away. And he disappears down a hallway.
Alright, I guess we will wait while they prepare that. Is there anything anyone wants or needs?
Um, I'm pretty good, thank you.
Well, then I guess we will wait.
Not very long after the servant comes running back, he kind of gestures over to Yuzon for a
All
little
right.
sidebar.
Okay.
James said he's dealing with something and he will be there as soon as possible. In the meantime, we have food being sent up to the study and tea is being prepared.
All right. We will be there then. Thank you. I will lead everyone over towards the study.
Sure. So you guys enter the study, which, Zon, do you want to describe it?
Sure. Think about the gaudiest looking study you could probably ever think of, with books lining the walls, but more of a like smoke room fireplace type study with things all around. Strange mix-ins with art and gold and silver inlaid frames of things littered about the walls that are free from books.
You guys also do notice that very comfortable chairs have been pulled up around a about semi-large table, which has silver plates. In the middle, there is a covered silver dish, and there is servants bringing in a stand, a wooden stand, where they rest a teapot on top of it and start setting out cups and saucers.
I partake in that immediately. Now, please come have seats. We can discuss what I wanted to discuss.
It's like what everybody said in Kill that Moroth was like. Made of gold and fancy.
So-
Gonna take a seat and start just help myself to like as well.
So when you guys sit in the seats, you kind of sink down into them a little bit. Like it's a little bit of a struggle to get yourself back up into a sitting upright position. One of the servants takes the lid off of the covered dish, and there's tiny finger sandwiches of various kinds. They start pouring the tea, and it is a sweet berry tea that they've made.
Why are your chairs like this?
Well, they are handmade by the finest craftsmen throughout the city, and they are made to be as comfortable as possible for long hours of sitting.
Uh-huh. I don't understand what your definition of comfortable is, but okay. Sure.
Either way, business first, so we don't get off topic too quickly. I'm going to pull out the bag, and I'm going to bring out the small chest that I found in the mine with the books and stuff in it. Well, I can't exactly do anything without James here, but for the rest of it, we might as well get started with this. I don't believe I showed you any of this, but I found this in the mine we found back in... I don't even remember the town's name anymore. Where we found Eric and all that. Fought a necromancer man. But
Yes, that cave.
Yep.
the box was a little strange, along with the books inside of it. Those of you that can't see in the dark may not be able to exactly have any use of this, but it appeared that it didn't exactly open or become legible without it being in pure darkness.
When you say that, servants go to the candles in the room and lift their snuff caps for it and wait for you to order them to.
Go ahead. You read my
They
mind
snuff
perfectly.
They snuff out the candles, and slowly a thin blue light starts to glow around the chest. For the two of you remaining from the original party, this is very similar to the cave in which you found the original piece of the sword.
Familiar?
Car is sad.
That's a fancy glowing box if I've ever seen one.
Correct. I don't really know what to make of it. I didn't exactly read much into it before I just sort of stuffed it in the bag and forgot about it for some time. So I assumed we should look into it, as it might be helpful in some way.
I mean, is it safe to touch and stuff?
I don't see why not. I've had it on my hip for the last month and a half or so.
All right. Let's dig in. He's gonna reach over to try and lift the lid of the box.
So you lift it easily. It's surprisingly cool to the touch
Fancy.
and extremely light. You lift it, and inside is filled with books, some pieces of cloth. It just looks like a chest full of clothes, books, and things wrapped in cloth, like a normal chest.
I'm just gonna start carefully taking out contents and laying them in front of the chest.
Sure. So you get through some books which have titles that you can't read because you don't see the language.
Yeah.
And you come to a smooth black book. It feels excessively cold in your hand and seems quite heavier than a book of about this big should be.
This feels weighty. It's got some heft to it. I'm gonna tap it, see if it's made of like a material that's not usually made with books, like metal or something.
Sure. So you tap it. It definitely doesn't feel like leather. It doesn't make the sound that metal or stone would quite make. In fact, it almost seems similar to glass.
What in the heck is this thing?
Your guess is as good as mine.
I could try and take a look at it. I'm versed in arcane,
Are
if
the
it is
candles-
arcane.
Are the candles still out?
Yes.
The candles are still out, yes.
I'd love to tell you, but I can't see anything.
Well, the glow from the chest is enough to kind of illuminate what's going on. It's not enough for you to see all around, but it's a gentle enough light that it's covering at least this part of the table.
Weird glow stick.
I'm going to look over to Damokos and offer him the book that I'm holding in my hand.
I will reach out and take it.
Cool.
And I will there's no like writing or even inlaid rune like writing inside of it, like on it or anything.
On it, no.
Okay. Well, I will go ahead. I'll look to everyone and see if they do anything as I proceed to open the cover.
So after a moment of hesitation, you slowly lift the cover, as if expecting something to jump out at you or some evil curse to be spoken aloud, which wouldn't be surprising given your recent adventures. But there's nothing. The cover lifts almost as if it's on an invisible ring and kind of slides to the back of the book, and there's no writing on the first page, second page, third page. After a quick look through, doesn't seem like there's any writing at all.
There's no writing in here.
There was before. Let me take the book and I'll try to see if anything happened.
So when you take the book, slowly, light starts to break through the surface. Words slowly start to appear in a language that you can't read.
Am I able to Is it only showing to me, or are other people able to see the words as I'm
No,
holding it?
everyone can see the light start to grow on this page. It's now started progressing to ornate runes that cover the top, sides, and bottom of the page, and artistic depictions of a fawn in a forest.
All right.
Fancy.
I'm just gonna try to like hold it. Can you decipher this? Over towards Davicos.
I mean, I will look at it. Can I read anything?
No, you are unfamiliar with even the runes that are across this page.
Does anything of it look somewhat familiar, like something that might have shown up in Kel that I might have glanced at one point or another?
Not something you would have glanced at.
Yeah.
I'll take a look at it too if it's glowing and I can see it.
Sure. So you look at it, it's the same as it is for everyone else. The light growths seem to have stopped, and in fact seem to start to dim almost.
Oh, I cannot read it.
I'm just gonna flip through and see if there's like anything I recognize that I've read anywhere, any symbology that I could possibly place it to something else.
So as you flip the cover around, Joven, you notice, because your passive is this you just have the best fucking passive. You notice that as soon as he's no longer looking at that the top page, everything on it disappears as if it's been wiped clean. And Zon, what you're noticing as you're flipping through, just lifting glass sheet after glass sheet, is that the lights start to grow and then seem to fade away as you lift it up and start to turn. If you're turning them fast enough, like little sparks will start to appear on the surface, but will kind of die down. And after a few pages of rapid turning, the lights are no longer appearing as you're flipping through.
Something about you that book seems to resonate with.
I don't know what. Could be our connection to one deity of sorts, or it could be any number of things I don't quite know. Otherwise, it's completely out of my scope of study.
Well, if it is connected with deity, then that would explain why nothing showed for me.
I can try and look through it, see if that works. If not, then it's something specific with you.
I'll just hand it to either Kara or Donald, or Kara or Joven. Just see if lights up for them.
So for Joven, you flip through it, nothing. And same for Kara.
No,
it's just a heavy lump of glass sheets in your hand that is cold, exceedingly cold.
It's just you.
When I take it back and I start flipping through it again, does it light up again, or is it just...
Yeah, so what happens is
Okay.
if you flip through the pages too fast, the lights don't appear. But if you stop on a page, the lights start to appear. It's almost like the book is trying to show you something, but wants you to wait long enough to actually see what's on the page.
Gotcha.
Telling you to be patient.
Yeah, basically. Is there anything else in this chest that looks interesting or needs investigation?
So, after a quick rifle through the chest, I'm not going to make you roll for it. You have the chest in front of you, and essentially endless time. You find a silver-tipped quill, except instead of a feather on the back, it has almost like a black canister.
All right. Well, other than this interesting contraption, there's nothing really much else in this. And since it looks like I need to be more patient with this book to actually study it at all, we might as well just attempt to study whatever we can while we wait for James to show. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna slowly go through the book and just see if I can find anything, symbology, any symbols, runic writing, whatever that I can recognize from anything I've ever read or seen before, and try to piece it to something else.
So, one of the pages you stop on, it shows a minotaur with a two-handed sword standing in the middle of a ruined village. And that's when the door opens. God, what's it so dark in here? Oh,
It was necessary for our work.
sorry, am I interrupting anything?
No, we were actually expecting you and in need of your help.
Yes. And there's some, like, you hear James's heavy footfalls to the room, and you hear the leather groan as he sinks into a chair. Yes.
Well, so I may not be staying very long, as we are sort of tasked with a, like I said, divine intervention sort of situation.
Right.
And I need your help with some things before we leave.
Of course.
I would like you to possibly contact someone within the School of Magics here, a lore master of something, if they could find a few things and try to assist with some study I'm looking into.
Any particular field of interest or generalist?
I'm gonna pull out a note, start writing some things down with a quill.
Normal quill or the quill
Not
you
the
pulled
new one, because I have no idea what that thing does.
All right.
Velirine. The Guardians of Velirine. The Arc Mirror. Any sort of additional information regarding some children's story regarding, what's the name of the country called in between the two countries?
Vintera?
Vintera. Regarding Vintera. And then anything regarding the host.
The host of what?
That is what he calls himself.
Oh.
A
Possibly
better
a
description
deity.
would be a very large, sort of armored individual wearing masks in a large ballroom-like scape. Masks seem to be a very important part of his sort of pantheon, it seems.
Hmm.
But anything regarding that, how long do you think that would take to get in contact with someone who could help?
I'll start putting feelers out in the morning. It shouldn't be very long. Most maybe a few days.
That's fine. I have other things that need to be done as well. Alright, regarding the rest of my things, we have started looking through this stuff. I have a few items I picked up along my travels. I was wondering if I could speak to another sort of arcane master who could identify and possibly cleanse these items so they could be used for us, or me specifically. Would you have any idea of if I could go meet someone that you know of, or would it be better for you to do this along with contacting some sort of lore master?
Well, I mean, just to identify stuff, there's some visiting professors over at the
Alright.
university. They might be able to do something. I can put
Alright.
feeler out. I can get something for you tomorrow.
Yes, we could do that tomorrow. If you know that they're going to be there, we will do that tomorrow, so you can focus on the other tasks. Sort of look around to the party, sort of anxiously for a moment, and sort of whisper, but not really whisper. How are the coffers doing right now?
Some investments. We're recovering some losses, but some investments seem to be growing.
All right. Well, I need to restock a bit. Just sort of take a small amount out for my goods for the next possibly month or so, just so while we're finishing up these tasks, I don't run dry.
Absolutely. Your normal stipend should be well enough.
Yes, of course. Just need to restock it. That's all I meant. I wanted
Absolutely.
to make sure everything was good and I wasn't overdrawing. Either way.
Of course, sir.
Next, on top of those magic items, do you know of any good blacksmiths within our area? Finer work. More, if anyone was around to do some work on the arm.
Oh, on the arm. It's been a while since I've reached out to him, but do you remember Leapfig, the dwarf?
I do not. It was
He's the one
most likely
who-
some time ago.
Yes, he's the one who designed the arm. I will reach out, see if I can still find him in his old home.
All right, if you could do that, that'd be grateful. That way I can, once I have these items all settled, I can possibly get a upgrade here. But other than that, was there anything else either any of you had any interest in? James is always here to help, and he will do what I ask, so...
You might want to inform your staff of who to be on the lookout for in regards to Jethro.
That's correct. Has Jethro explained the story to you yet?
No, she hasn't really spoken.
Well, it'll
Sounds
take
like
her some
Jethro.
time. She's a little shy. She, as far as we know, is a runaway from Vintera. She,
Interesting.
has some sort of gift with arcane arcs, and apparently over there they were trying to enslave her for it. But now that she is away, I offered her a place to stay and hopefully a better life beyond what she was on the run from. She, however, has an item in her possession that should keep her from any tracking. However, if they do come by, they bear the sigil of a crown on most of their items. A large Goliath woman, along with a few other travelers. What was the type of armor they wore again? It was like white.
It was not a crown.
Or whatever it was.
It's a white dragon.
White dragon. There you go.
One large Goliath woman with blue vine tattoos, and then another drow.
Oh,
All right.
I got something that might help. Yova's gonna reach into his bag, ruffle around there for a second, and then pull out one of the iron coins. They seem to like using these as currency. Might help expose one if you ever end up encountering them. Say, putting the iron coin on the table.
Doesn't he have dark vision? See him.
I'm
See
gonna
him-
check if I have dark vision.
I don't think you do. I think we went over this
Yeah,
last
you're
time.
a
didn't
human,
we?
so probably not.
Yeah, yeah, shifters don't have dark vision.
How the fuck did you see in the cave then?
Oh, there was like
There's
torches.
a lot of lights.
There's
Yeah,
torches.
Torches.
So those of you with dark vision see that James is staring at this coin, and he looks up at Eovan. Interesting. He very carefully reaches over picks it up and tucks it away into a pocket. Interesting companions you keep, Master.
Partially and not partially by choice, but sure.
I have some of those too.
Either way, just if those people show up, obviously don't hand them over to Jethro. That should seem obvious, but
I will not hand Jethro over to a large Goliath woman or her friend, or for that matter, any Goliaths
yes,
that I meet.
yes. Just be nonchalant about it. Obviously, don't tell them that she is here, but don't exactly give them any cause or reason to believe that she would be.
Well, I believe a Goliath in this town would be rather easy to notice.
Of course. Anyways, anything else that should be mentioned before I head to bed, and then we go about our business tomorrow?
I was wondering if you're getting in contact with a blacksmith. I might be able to ask you for a favor.
I don't see
Could
why
you-
not.
Could you have them look at that Vinteran bow?
Well, of course, I have all the items in the bag here. I planned on having them all be looked at.
Figuring out how they work might help us figure out
course.
how to stop them.
Many smart people at the academy nearby. I'm sure one of them will be able to figure it out.
Oh, I have an arrowhead, don't I?
You do.
From the
yeah.
arrow I got shot with. I'm gonna rustle around in my bag and see if I can find that, and then hand that over to Zahn too, because that one scares me because it stops my magic, and two hurts.
All right.
So I'd like to know what it does.
Pretty sure you just described it.
But I want to know how.
All right. We will have that looked at as
course.
well. So I believe that's it for you, James. Mostly just need that lore master contacted along with the leap fig to be contacted.
Yes, sir.
That and my stipend, whenever you
course.
get the chance.
Of course.
Thank you very much.
He stands, gives a small bow, and then leaves.
Well, if there's anything else that you wish to do for the night, I will help you out in doing so, but I most likely will be heading to bed soon so that I can get a good start on tomorrow.
Honestly, I'm doing pretty good. These sandwiches are delicious, by the way.
Compliment the kitchen staff, not me. I didn't make them.
It's gonna take like 4 of them. I'm gonna head off to the rug room, was it?
That's correct.
Turn it in for the night, I
Alright.
think.
So Jovan heads off to the rug room to go to sleep under the giant rug that acts as a comforter.
Oh, it sounds so uncomfortable.
It really is. It's one of those bristle rugs.
Oh,
God.
no. Oh. Oh, I can just feel it. That's disgusting. I should go see if my parents are home.
Alright then.
Get up.
Someone will help you out.
I should probably head out as well. Not that I like the idea of going back to my place, but
If they're not gonna stab you in your sleep, you should be fine. theoretically.
Should be fine.
Once everybody leaves, I'm going to spend a few more hours just patiently going through this book.
Okay, cool. Anything you want to do with this book specifically, or just going through the pages?
Like I said, I'm just looking for any symbology that I can memorize that seems important or looks close to something that I know, so that I can sort of connect the dots, hopefully.
Make an investigation check.
Sure. Come on, don't fail me now. Nice.
Oh, come on. Roll 20 just crashed on me.
It was a 17.
17? Okay, so after about an hour and a half, you do seem to find on the back of one page, there's a picture of the skeletal figure with the great sword fighting unseen figures. And on the other page, you see a horned figure seemingly suspended in midair. And a circle, a small circle, like in the background of the tiefling floating in midair.
So it's definitely a tiefling, even though it's horned.
Yes.
Okay. Alright. I don't recognize that, but we'll hang on to it anyways. Then I'm gonna head to bed if there's nothing else interesting that I find.
Yeah, other than that, you really don't find anything else you can decipher.
Alright.
All right, Jovan, you doing anything before going to sleep? Maybe trying to open up that window?
Honestly, yeah, a little bit.
All right. What are you doing with this window?
I'm gonna look if there's any sort of mechanism to open it, or if it's just one of those like push open kind of deals.
Make an investigation check.
Okay. Let's see. There we go. Investigation. That's to be expected.
Yeah, this window, you don't fucking know how this window works. It could be push, it could be lift. Hell, it could be remove window to open it. You just have no idea.
Yep.
These Morothian windows are so different from Kel windows, which are normal just unlatch, push open, or pull open.
I don't want to break it, so I'm gonna leave it as is. Before I go to bed, I am going to take out my axe and just sharpen it, oil it lightly so it doesn't get rust or anything any more rust than it already has.
Gotcha. Make a perception check. There we go. It almost seems like the rust is beginning to shrink a little bit.
Finally, putting in the elbow grease seems to be doing something.
All right. So, after a little bit of that, Jovan goes to bed. So, Kara and Damokos are walking outside of the Mosveric home.
How far is his house from our house? Our houses.
You guys are all in the Noble District, so really, at most, maybe a few minute horse ride.
He's been this close this whole time. It's a little creepy.
Funny how small the world actually is. some cases.
I mean, there aren't a whole lot of people that travel across the country just to kill others.
It's true, and I hope you can find out why you had the bounty.
Don't know how long we're going to be staying here, but I would like to find out. I could probably ask. Maybe my parents might know.
Well, according to James, I believe he told Zahn it was going to be a few days for the lore seat knowledge people. So there's that amount of time at least.
Are we really just going to leave after a few days, though? We just got here.
I have no idea. So I'm saying at least a few days.
Ugh. If we wait too long, my oldest brother will come back.
Kara, there's something I should tell you.
Okay.
I learned about it today in the discussion with my father. And I want to give you a heads up on it, just in case your parents already know about it and broach the topic with you.
All right.
It seems that my parents have decided to try and set up an arranged wedding with someone.
Oh. Oh.
From the Ulde family.
I can only assume that because you're telling me, it's me.
Yes, it is. Although I didn't tell my father, obviously, that you were here. Just wanted to give you a heads up on that.
This is not the family my brother mentioned in his letter. Mm-mm.
All my father told me was that it was an Ulde that had a first name starting with K, started to sound like your name, and I didn't try and correct him or anything, so.
Well, I hope you're not marrying Cass, because that's unfortunate in itself. But I am the only one in my family with a K name. That's correct.
So yeah, heads up given, just in case they do
Shit.
bring up that topic for you.
And this is the decision you have to make.
One of them.
There's
And
another
ironically,
one.
Yes, and my father wants the decisions in 3 days' time on my side. So
Ah.
I got some thinking to do. The other one is a typical Moroth family power move.
You have to marry someone else, or you have to, like...
If it comes to that one, I will definitely let everyone know. But until then, it's best not to speak of it. You know how the Moroth streets can be.
Yeah, I suppose so. Ugh. So much to talk about them with.
And I don't even know if your parents know or what, but
I can assume if they're arranging something, they would have to talk to both sides.
one would hope. But sometimes my mother and father have their own way of doing things.
They're not going to kidnap me, are they?
I would hope not. And if they did, I'd like to think that I wouldn't let them if I found out about it, because I don't agree with that. But seems all I have to do to get people to come find you is put a bounty on your head, and Guzan will probably pick up the mantle.
Very funny. Thank you for the heads up, though.
Of course.
We haven't been home for a day yet. It's already terrible.
Welcome back to Moroth. Anyways, have a good evening. I'm sure we'll all reconvene as a group to find out what the heck that book is.
I hope so. I can just send Alexander if I get kidnapped. It's fine.
So as you guys are beginning to part your ways, you hear someone scream from
Oh,
a
no.
road not too far away from you guys.
Oh, no. Is it like a woman? Or is it like someone's getting purse snatched?
Make an insight check.
All right. Not again.
So it's a little high pitched, but that could be either male or woman. It is a scream of fear. You can't tell specifically whether someone's been purse snatched or they just saw someone get stabbed. All you know, it's a little high pitched fear, and it sounds a little drunk.
I shouldn't be out on the street at night, but I can't just let that go, so I'm gonna go check it out.
And I hear it too, right, Morgan?
Yep.
Okay, I'll go with.
So you two go over to see a drunken man. His white mask is kind of like a little bit askew on his face, and he is weeping up against a wall.
Sir?
I saw him. I saw him.
Song?
I saw him.
So who?
He's coming. The crow.
Oh, great.
Carl.
What exactly did you see?
It's up there. It's coming for me.
Up there?
He gestures towards one of the roofs of a building. When you guys do look up, there is no one there.
How much have you drank tonight?
Not enough.
Oh,
He's coming for me. I didn't do it.
you didn't do what?
It's
It.
he's coming.
I'm gonna look at Domicos.
Let's see here. Sir, where are you trying to get to?
It doesn't matter. He's gonna find me.
I don't think you should lie in a dirty alleyway all night, though.
He can't get me if I can't be found. And he starts to crawl off towards an alley,
Oh,
still
okay.
weeping.
All right. Did his mask look distinctive at all? Like, have we seen him around?
No, you guys haven't seen him. He looks to be like one of the lower tier noblemen, if anything else.
Huh. Okay. I don't know what to make of that. We know about the crow, don't we?
Yeah, so the crow is a common boogeyman. Actually, the only person here that would in the group that wouldn't know about the crow is Joven. The crow is a common boogeyman style story told to young children to try and discipline them into behavior. You know, like if you don't eat all your veggies, the boogeyman's gonna come out to get you. Shit like that. Except no one knows what happens to the kids that the crow takes.
As much as I would like to chalk that up to drunkenness, we've seen a lot of weird shit.
That's true.
I'm gonna take one more look at the surrounding rooftops.
Make a quick perception check.
Okay.
Now your eyes scan the rooftops and you don't see anything.
Well, if there's a dead body in an alleyway tomorrow, we know what happened.
Yes, we do. Fortunately, I think we should let him be.
I'm not chasing him all night. Okay. Good night. No.
Night.
Head off to wherever my house is.
And I
Sure.
will do the same.
You guys each get back on your horse and start to ride off. We're going to go with Domicos. Domicos, you ride up. I'm just going to skip all the traveling. You do get home. You enter in the hallway. No servants to be seen.
Typical. I'm going to just head up to my room.
Cool. You head up the stairs to your room. The room is immaculate. It looks like you'd never left. Bed is made. Everything's put away.
gonna pull out the orb.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna kind of like look into it, just focus on it for a bit. Just kind of seeing what would happen if anything similar happens to when I first tuned to it.
So you can see shapes start to swirl inside. Are you focusing more?
Yes.
The shapes start to swirl faster and start to form humanoid figures. Are you going to use this orb?
Like, is it like it's asking me to do something,
No, I'm
or
asking you, are you going to, because this orb has uses, are you going to use it?
I'm gonna put it away for now?
All right. The swirling slowly stops, and you put the orb away.
I'm gonna stay up for a bit, thinking about the two choices that were presented to me.
As you're focusing on these choices, every time your brain starts to get settled, the flute hits like a sharp note, just bad sharp note, because it's played by a like essentially like a fourth grader who's just learning how to use it.
Yep.
So it's extremely difficult to concentrate.
I suddenly feel like Geralt.
All right, and we're gonna go to
And I
Kara.
go to bed.
Fantastic. You go to bed. We're gonna go to Kara. Kara, as you head home, you're on your horse.
Mhm.
You notice a figure entering in the gates. This is a tall figure, very familiar, especially with his red hair tied back into a ponytail behind his head.
Great. Is it Cass?
It's Cass.
God damn it. He wasn't supposed to be back for another couple days. I'm gonna wait until he goes inside.
So you're sitting there on your horse watching Cass.
Oh shit, I gotta re-up alter self. I'm gonna re-up alter self, wait a couple minutes for him to go in and then follow suit.
Cool.
I'm gonna leave my clothes as they are though.
Gotcha. So you're just going to shame your brother with non-fashionable clothes. Got it. All right. So.
It's in my own house. It can be unfashionable in my own house.
Well, it doesn't look like, at a quick, like from the lamplight, it doesn't look like Cass is wearing the fashion either.
Of course he isn't.
In fact, it seems like he's wearing rather dark clothing, even for Cass.
Huh.
But so you see him go up and disappear into what is his home.
Are there still people at the gate?
There was no one at the gate.
I'll let myself in then.
Cool. So you let yourself in, shut the gate behind you. Do you let your horse just walk around, or do you lead it to the stable?
No, I'll lead it to a stable. I don't want them to get mad at me for just letting an animal roam around. They have enough things to be mad at me about.
Cool. So you lead your horse in the stable, and you're kind of like taking the saddle off, doing all the prep. I don't own a fucking horse. I don't know what you do to like stabilize it. So, and then you hear, well, I thought that was you.
Turn around.
Cass is leaning against the doorway. He is changed clothes. He's now wearing his normal black pants, calf-high black boots, and a white tunic.
Your brother's a thought.
He's a little bit of a thought. What? No hello?
Hi, Cass. How long have you been standing there?
Not very long. How long have you been back from Kill?
Not very long.
Mom and Dad know?
They were out when I arrived.
Right. Just so happened to be out.
I asked
Right.
Wendell.
All right. You heard Raya ain't here no more, right?
Yes. Care to tell me why?
She said she had something to do and left.
All right. Are Flora and Vedrick home?
Nah, Flora, she ain't here. She's off, doing whatever she does. Vedrick's, I don't quite know what Vedrick's doing.
I met him on the way up. He should have been here by now.
Well, if he was heading over here, I'm sure he's here, but I just got home. Wouldn't make sense for me to know where either of them are. Now, would it?
Is there something you want?
Just saying hi to my little sister. Is that not allowed? You go disappearing from the family for, hell, what is it? A year and a half? And he pushes himself off the side of the door. I suggest you go say hi to Mom and Dad.
No, I was going to go straight to bed after putting my horses away.
Right. Well, if you ain't going to do anything for the family, you might as well do a little bit to ease their worry. And with that, he turns, gives you a little wave, and walks to his house.
I'm going to go change first so that I look less out of fashion. And then I'm going to go see if I can find... It's just, it runs in the blood. So I'm going to see if I can find my parents.
Sure. So, you presumably... So you presumably go to their house, where Wendell opens the door, and you can see almost that door leads right into the living room, where you see Cass is sitting, drinking from a white cup, and your parents are also sitting in different chairs. They go, "Oh, welcome home. How you doing?"
And go over and give them both hugs.
Your mother looks at you, kind of looks at you up and down. And I assume you have the tattoo hidden?
Yep.
I would have expected you would have done something ridiculous while you were away.
Not everything I do is ridiculous, Mama.
Right, just disappearing, leaving us all to worry for what, year?
Shit.
And the antagonist, I'm sure Cass already talked to her about that. So, how was Kel?
Eventful. Do you know if Vedric's around? I'd rather tell you all this one time.
No, Vedric and Alex had to go somewhere after dinner.
Okay. Hold on.
No worries.
Two things. The first couple of months were fine. I did a lot of learning. The last couple, not so much. It's a lot of running for my life. You don't know anything about a bounty being placed on me, right?
Of course not. Look, we tried to find who did it, tried to get them to take it back. We couldn't.
But you did know about it.
Well, there ain't much that goes on in Morat that the other families don't know about. Now, look, we got rid of some of the hunters. We did our best. And we... Did you not get our letters?
No.
Well, shit, they must have started taking off. Mailman. All right, well, look, they should start sending travelers with armored guards. I'll tell you that. Cass goes, now look, if they did that, armored guards would just slow them down. Travelers they do what they do. All right? Every time a traveler dies, another one's born. Or shit, one's found. Who knows?
My companions were capable enough, so we lived.
Obviously. Now, who are these companions?
Oh, really?
I heard you were
depends.
traveling with a werewolf.
Mom, I'm not traveling with a werewolf. He's a shifter.
I didn't know that was... Is that...
He's not a werewolf at all. he's not cursed or anything. I think he was just born that way.
Well, you be careful. I don't care what Vedric says. Werewolves are sneaky.
Fortunately for me, mine's not terribly sneaky nor terribly brat, but
Sometimes they pretend.
so that's Joven. He's from Kel. So he's not exactly used to Morathian life. I also had the misfortune to end up traveling with Zahn Mesveric.
Cassian's forward. You traveled with Masveric?
For the last couple of months. Yep.
They don't really leave the house.
Yeah, I know.
Well, no, none of them really leave the house. You ever find out what goes on with that situation?
No. Well, Zahn says it's because he has all of the comforts he needs, so why would he need to leave the house? But I don't know.
And yet he
haven't-
did. Did you happen to meet the Masverics themselves? Because he stops. Helos has kind of raised his hand, giving Cass a look. Cass goes back to drinking. Tell us about the other ones.
The only other one is Damokos, Grey Castle.
Everyone in the room kind of freezes for a second. Oh, and how is Damokos doing?
Aside from a couple of near-death experiences, fine.
Well, Kel's an uncivilized place. You're going to get those near-death experiences.
Can I insight their reactions to see if they know about
go
the
ahead.
contract?
Yeah.
There it is.
It's hard to tell. That freezing could be about anything. Grey Cat. Why did it do another roll sound? Grey Castle is. They're not known to be the brightest of families around. So just bringing their name up nonchalantly is guaranteed to get a reaction.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. It's perfectly nice.
Well, it's good that he's a nice boy. Now, Wendell said he already told you about Raya.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, she said she had some personal matters to attend to. So we've been trying to find her, but so far haven't really turned up much. But Raya, if she doesn't want to be found, she really won't be. I'm sure she's fine.
Raya can take care of herself.
That's right. That's when you see a halfling coming through the door, and he is carrying a covered platter, and he kind of looks around and then looks at Helos. Helos stands and goes, pardon me, I gotta talk with him for a second. And they go outside.
I'm gonna sit on a chair. I don't know how to bring up this subject. So weird and awkward. What are you typing? So how much do you deal with the Grey Castles, Mama?
Well, our businesses don't really run in the same direction, as you know. So there's not really much interactions that I have with them on a daily basis.
Well, on the ride home, Damokos informed me that there is a contract between our family and theirs.
Well, there's... First of all, calling it a contract is not... I disagree with that word. It's not a contract, it's an agreement. And second, it's not even in stone yet. The Grey Castle said they need a little bit of time. And look, darling, I love you, but you are wild. You need to be reined in a little bit. Nobody goes on year-long excursions to Kell. Sometimes you just need to find someone. Settle into married life. But nothing's solid yet. The Grey Castle said they need a little bit of time. And you better behave yourself, because this could be a big step up.
I'm pretty sure by now Damokos has seen me at my absolute worst, so I don't think.
Well, honey, it's not Damokos you've got to impress. Honestly, it's going to be Catherine, his mama.
Why?
They may not look it. I mean, Damokos' dad is a very intimidating man. But a woman knows. Catherine runs that house. Not a thing happens in that Catherine doesn't suggest or second.
Well, we didn't get to meet either of his parents while we were there.
We should set something up. And she like kind of gestures, and Wendell comes out and she starts talking to him. Cass goes, looks like you'll be going on a few less adventures now.
I suppose.
What happened? Normally you'd have something to say. You'd throw a fit, threaten to run away, something like that. You're just accepting this? The end to all your gallivanting around?
I don't think that it'll be the end necessarily.
So what? You and what's his name? Damoko's gonna run around and be one of them adventuring couples? Maybe you'll beat back the blighted waste, huh? Anyway, there are more important things to worry about than a marriage contract.
Like,
This world is not a good place, sister. And with that, Helos comes back in, and he looks over at Cass and then goes deeper in the house, and Cass goes, all right, well, that's my cue. He stands up, puts his cup down, and follows your father deeper into the house.
have they been doing that the entire time I've been gone?
Yeah, they've gotten a little bit closer, but it's just once you start to understand each other, you become more understanding, you know?
I suppose.
Anyway, so we're sending a messenger over in the morning to the Grey Castles to suggest lunch. Maybe we'll get to meet the whole family.
I've only heard about his brother. God.
It's been a bit of a long day for us, so we're gonna go to bed. We'll see you in the morning. All right?
All right. Give her another hug.
She hugs you back, and then does another quick look up and down, trying to look for any new scars, any tattoos, see if you dyed your hair.
Nope.
And she gives a nod, and then leaves the room.
Can go back to my room. I don't have anything to send a longer message over a longer distance. I'm just gonna go to my room, make sure Alexander is there, and
Yeah, Alexander was in your pack the whole time. He wasn't doing any of that.
Thank God. I'm gonna put him down on the bed. All right. Make sure the door's locked. Make sure the windows are locked.
Sure.
I don't know who you've been stealing from or attacking, but if you could keep that to a minimum here, because I don't need any more things from my parents to wring my neck about.
The hand kind of, because you're bonded to this hand, you can recognize what it's doing is a shrug, as if I don't know what you're talking about, and then curl up.
Oh, you little shit. I'm gonna put you in the box pretty soon. I don't think you would fit in there.
No, you wouldn't.
Speaking of the box, I'm gonna check the box and see if there's like a stronger pull in any direction with the sword piece.
So there's still a little bit of a fainter pull to the south and a little bit of a stronger pull to the north.
So it's not here. That is good to know. Put it back, close the box, hide the box.
Sure. Make a sleight of hand check to hide the box. And remember, the cleaners are pretty thorough. All right, 22. You should be good. Should be. Depends on what they roll on their cleaning check.
Leave my room alone.
So, then go to bed?
I'm going to go to bed.
Cool. So the sun rises. Everyone. Damokos, your father does not greet you in the morning. Servant prepares you breakfast of various fruits, toasted bread, and just a typical good morning from Grey Castle House.
Yep, typical.
You go into the Mazeric estate?
Sure. Initially, yeah.
Anything you want to do before you head out?
Not at the Grey Castles.
Excellent. So with that, we're going to take a short little break here. We'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you so much, guys.
All right.
All right, excellent. All right, so we're back. So, Damokos, right before you leave, a servant does hand you a note that requests to know your location in case that your father needs to reach you.
I don't know where my location will be.
Turn on find my friends, but find my child.
I will write down that I will be at the Masveric estate. And if not there, then in the town, in the immediate surrounding area.
The servant accepts the note back and disappears. Presumably behind a tapestry that flutters.
I hate that.
It's not slavery, kids. Slavery is illegal. That doesn't happen.
And then I'm going to head to the Masveric estate.
Fantastic. Kara.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
No worries.
I'm gonna cast Alter Self before I leave, just in case.
Sure.
Put on some non-offensive clothes.
Gotcha.
Make sure Alexander is still in my room.
So you do a quick cursory look around. Doesn't look like he's there.
I don't want to have to explain a disembodied hand. I'm gonna try and see if I can like telepathic link to him and find out where he is.
Interesting. So what are you saying over this telepathic link?
Where did you go?
I have to check something real quick. Don't worry about what I'm checking.
Literally, my family cannot see you.
Okay. All right. So you don't get a response.
Oh, god damn it. This fucking hand.
You're gonna make. You can make a quick investigation check if you'd like.
Yeah. To find out where the goddamn hand went. 11.
So it takes you a good hour longer than you would like, but you do finally see, like, you start out with the window. You see some scratch marks at the base of the window and near the top. Then you go to the door. There's some scratch marks towards the bottom of the door. And finally, you find him inside of your pack, curled up.
I'm gonna take my stuff and head out because I'm assuming we're gonna have to group up again.
Gotcha. So when you leave, you do see Cass also heading out. He looks at you, kind of gives you a little two-finger salute, and then walks towards the gate.
Is he wearing the same weird dark clothes?
No, he's wearing another variation of his dark pants and shoes and very loosely tied white tunic.
Yeah, I'm just gonna head to the Masveric estate.
Sure. So as you're leaving, Window actually hurries up and goes, sorry. Do you know where you're going to be? Because if not, we can send a traveler to find you. It's just your mother did request a lunch meeting, and we haven't gotten a confirmation yet.
I will be at the Masveric estate. If you can't find me, you'll probably find Damokos, honestly.
Oh, so you two are already together.
We have been traveling together. We've been traveling together.
Got you. Understood. A friend that's a boy. A friend that's a boy. I understand.
Wendell.
I get what the kids are into.
No, Wendell, don't do this to me.
I understand. It's a friend that's a boy. Completely understand. If we can't find you, we'll find Damokos and you'll be close by. Understood. Thank you so much. And he gives you a quick hug and then heads back to the main house.
So many parental figures to embarrass me. And
Well, you
head
did
out.
just say I'm going to be hanging out with the guy who's about to be my fiance.
I didn't expect him to tease me about it.
All right, so you head out. So now we're going to hop to the Masveric estate. I'm going to assume that the first one up is going to be Zahn.
Just gonna have my morning tea and biscuits and prepare for everybody to re-arrive because I didn't tell them where to go, but I assume they're coming back to me.
Gotcha.
For once.
What are you trying to say?
All right, so Yovan, you're next up.
Yes. How bad of a sleep was it?
Actually, not that bad. You, after doing some searching, you did find a slightly more comfortable rug. It was a little short, but you did manage to get yourself all curled up underneath that slightly more comfy rug and slept under that.
Good. Oh, man. Time to get some breakfast.
Cool. So you go down and see Zahn sitting inside of a very large dining area, sitting at a table, eating his morning biscuits and drinking morning tea.
Gonna walk over, try to pull up a chair across from him. Morning.
Well, good morning.
Bristle rug, huh?
None of those rugs are my choice.
It's fine. I had a good laugh about it. And I found one that was comfortable enough. So, when are the others heading here?
Do not know, but I know they'll probably show up eventually.
Well, that's good. Say, what you got for breakfast? Because I am pretty hungry.
The usual biscuit along with a nice chamomile tea. Typically, that is the usual. However, they can stir up anything in the kitchen. We have a wonderful storage of everything you could probably want or know of.
That is good to know, because personally, I could go with something a bit more hearty than biscuits.
Ask them and they will get you whatever you wish.
So, Yovan, when you turn to kind of look to see if there's a servant, there's already one standing next to you, silently.
Hey, would you mind pulling some sausage and some cheese? Maybe a little bit of bread.
Do you have a preference?
Get him whatever you, whatever the head cook would like. He wouldn't know.
Ah, yes, of course. He kind of looks at Yovan one more time and then disappears. After about a few minutes, he comes back with a stone serving tray that has some sausage, some yellow cheese that's been cut up into small squares, and some thinly sliced rye bread.
Pre-sliced bread. That is good. That is good service you guys got here.
That is what they get paid for.
Just gonna start digging in. Take like 2 slices of the bed, put some of the cheese in, and a whole sausages, and just like just start digging, start eating. Because
The servant looks at Jovin's just a the servant looks at Jovin's just appalling table manners, and then looks over at Zahn.
you gotta wait to finish his bite and swallow, and then look over to his head. My compliments. This is very delicious. Just go back to eating almost immediately.
He's
Thank
going to
you.
Perhaps I should get you something to drink out of?
Please do that.
Yes. He's going to come back he's going to disappear and come back with a rather large cup filled with water. The cup is going to have no handle on it. It's meant to be held with both hands and drank from. Some would say it's very similar to a bowl.
Oh, thanks. Set it down. Pick it up with both hands. Take a drink. Set it down. Go back to eating more. Just, I gotta thank you, Zahn. You've been a very good host for my stay here.
My pleasure.
Oh. Would you mind if I take a look around the grounds while I wait?
As you wish. I'll just sort of motion to the one servant that's in here. Have someone show him around.
Yes, sir. He looks over at Jovin. For a second, you see something flicker across his face, and then he gestures for you to follow him and starts to walk out of the room.
I'm gonna raise a brow at it, but it's probably just some more weird Zahn family stuff. It's probably just another one of those. There's a lot. They have a room dedicated to objects. That's just, this place is weird. Shimmering help is the least of the weirdness. So he's just gonna
when
follow.
I said look passes across his face.
Oh,
He doesn't
okay.
shimmer, like a look appears on his face and is gone within the second.
Yeah, it's still probably nothing. Probably just me being paranoid.
So he leads you outside. Says, I am very unfamiliar with I'm very unfamiliar with beings with who are different. What is it you would like to see?
Honestly, I'd like to see if you guys got any place I can practice some archery.
Oh, yes, we have an archery range set up in the back. Let me show you. And he leads you on over to the archery range. It's not as gaudy as everything else is. It is quite simply put a hay target set up on a stand with two red rings and one red circle painted on the front. And there are bows, arrows, crossbows, and the bows come in short bows, long bows, all the way from looking so artistic that you're almost hesitant to touch them to more simplistic, rugged bows.
I'll go for one of the more simplistic long bows.
Okay.
And see if they have any practice hours to shoot with.
They do. They're fully stocked.
Here we go. Can't go without practice for a little bit. You get rusty.
So you're practicing archery until they
Yes.
arrive? Excellent. So, Zon, uh, the servant leads him off. Another servant comes in and fills your cup back up with tea. Is there anything else you'd like to do while waiting?
Nope.
Excellent.
Just waiting.
So, after about a good 20 more minutes, a servant enters and goes, announcing a Damokos Grey Castle in Kara all day. And he steps aside, and both Damokos and Kara walk in.
Good. Good. We can finally get moving.
Shall I retrieve the other, sir?
Please, and if you could send James my way, that would be helpful as well.
I believe James has already left to complete the tasks you left.
It's already out. Did he leave my stipend?
Yes, he did. I will
Okay.
retrieve it for you.
Please, thank you.
And he, after about a few minutes, he comes back with a brown leather bag, hands it to you. It contains 5 platinum.
Gotcha.
And then he goes, I shall retrieve the other. He goes out, and as the door is closing, you can hear him whistle. Joven, you hear someone whistling, and when you turn to look, you see the servant walks towards you and starts beckoning for you to come.
Oh, must be here already. Gonna put the longbow back. Re-put the arrows back to,
Well, as
Common
you
quarters.
start to walk, there are already servants taking out the arrows and
Oh.
bringing them back.
Thank you.
Uh,
And now make my way over.
Cool. So Joven walks in through the door, and everyone is now at the table.
Well, if there's anything anyone wants to do before we leave, it's get it done, and then we can head out.
Where are we going?
To the academy.
Okay. And then turn to Damokos. I don't know if your father told you, my mother has requested lunch with your family. So that might happen.
No, all I know is that I guess that was why they were wanting to know where I would be going today. And I told them the Masveric estate, so if we're leaving here. Oh well. Sure,
Your
they'll
two families are
find
having
us.
your two families are having a lunch date.
Please don't call it a date.
Sorry.
It's a lunch meetup with our friend that's a boy.
Right. Well,
Son, I think you have an idea of what's going on. Just with how
Not
Moroth works.
really.
Good.
Anyways, I'm sure Joven and I can handle our business if you need to.
Oh, no, I'd like very much to come with. Just, I'd probably make sure that, your people here know where to tell them that we're going. So that way the
Sure,
messages
that can
reach
be
us.
done. I'll just motion over to the servant. We're going to be going to the academy to speak with some professors. If any messengers come by asking for Damokos or Kara, let them know that we are there, and we will be hopefully done with our business accordingly.
Yes, sir. Anything else?
Nope, that should be it, and we will be leaving soon. So if you could have the horses prepared quickly, that'd be great.
Yes, sir. And he takes the empty dishes and takes Jovin's empty, not a water bowl, and Jovin's serving tray and disappears.
Is it normal for your servants to do like everything?
Yes. That is what they're paid for.
Okay. Wanted to make sure because it was getting a little weird.
You get used to it. I guess it's normal for me. Either way, let us go before you get caught up in whatever you are both doing.
So, you guys go outside where all horses are freshly bridled, taken care of. Okay. You guys do make a stop by the bank where, Damikos, you were saying you would pull out some funds.
Yes.
Anyone else want to pull out some funds? I mean, by anyone else, I mean Kara.
Yep.
Excellent. So, about how much are you guys taking out? I mean, especially since all you guys are pretty high class noble families, especially in your capital city, money's not really going to be an issue. So, as long as you start going for the really ridiculous things, that
Probably only going to take like 200 gold.
gotcha.
I will go ahead and withdraw. Let's say, yeah, five platinum should be good.
Okay. Definitely should be good.
I travel
So-
with such bougie people.
And
Hopefully,
Jovin's
should
like,
be good.
how much gold do you have, Jovin?
That's a good question.
Well, I mean, you aren't going to have to pay for anything for a very long time.
48 gold.
All right. So you guys leave the bank and start heading towards the academy. There's no events that occur on the way. It's a normal, straightforward ride. You guys cross into the academical district, and the buildings take a distinct change. They're no longer manor-like. They're more sparse, with more grounds in between them. Public grounds that are being taken care of by city workers. There are fountains every like few blocks, and leading up to the massive academy that sits in the middle of the academical district.
All right. I'm looking. Heading right up to the academy then, I guess.
Sure.
Unless there's
You
anything
head up.
going on outside.
There doesn't really. I mean, there's some students arguing about their thesis papers. There's some people trying to show off skills they're learning in school. It's, normal shit going on. Some people playing games. Somebody takes your horses, leads them over to a stable, and you each enter the academy's doors. So you're led up to where there is a high elf in robes sitting behind a desk with some loose leaf papers, a little quill holder with 2 quills in the front, and with a name tag that says Yonder. Oh, welcome.
Good morning. I was told that there will be some professors around, and I have some things that I'd like him to have a look at.
Well, this is an academy, so of course there's going to be professors.
Well, ones that are available, not in the middle of teaching, I assume.
Ah, yes. Let me see. Can I have your name, please?
Zon Mazverik.
Excellent. The he is wearing his normal mat. He's wearing a mask that has like pens, papers, more academical features on them. It's a silvered mask. Seems to be more covering half of his face rather than the whole thing. He pulls out a ledger book, opens it, and what is this in regards to?
I have some items I'd like to have appraised or looked over, along with some possible information getting if they have knowledge in it.
Are we looking for standard appraisal, like how much it's worth, or more of an identification?
Identification.
Identification. Okay, that's this is the wrong ledger. Let's put this one. Take a look. So I have one professor. Her time slot it's not open for another few hours, though.
Round what time? How many hours?
She'll be open from her office hours are open from about 1 to 4, but she's only got 1 to 2 available.
All right. What the other two?
I get Tavarius on.
I can stick around and do this, but it's up to you. If you have places you need to be.
Don't know that we have to be anywhere yet.
Well, I can find some ways to kill some time that I can think of off the top of my head. I have a few things I could go shopping and cleaning for. But
Yes, I was looking to do this, some shopping in the afternoon as well, I suppose.
well, we can do it now if you're okay with that.
It is around 10 o'clock in the morning, so it is a good wait until time.
We could probably do that now.
All right, then. Let her know that we will be back around that specified time, and
Excellent. Penciling you in for 1 p.m.
thank you very much. Have a good one. Head on out.
Excellent. So you guys leave.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You go ahead. You were going to describe something.
No, I was just describing you guys
okay.
leaving and going to the shopping district.
All right, then we're going there. I want to possibly find a magic shop. There's probably not many, if any.
Yeah, so there's not many magic shops, but you could. They really aren't going to sell any like high grade magic shit. They're really more of common to uncommon magical items. And there's
Sure.
a university shop on campus.
All right.
Check.
Yeah, I just want to check some things out and to sell the few things that I would just want to get rid of.
Sure.
But we'll head to that university shop, I guess, if that's the first one that I see.
Sure. So actually, the university shop would be the only magic shop that like sells quality, like these work magical goods.
Gotcha. Probably a good idea to go there then.
You guys walk in there. It's like all university shops. It's part bookstore where they overcharge for books that you only read on the first day of class and then never look at again, and then part like just various items, and then a whole bunch of it is just set up to promote the academy.
I'm just heading to whoever looks like they're in charge.
There's a variety of people standing behind desks. Some people are helping others out. There's really no one person that on the floor right now that seems to be like they are the manager.
Then I'll just head to anybody that looks important that works here.
Sure. So you head to somebody behind a desk. Yes. he looks at you guys. Oh, were you here to make a purchase?
Well, possibly. I also was looking to see if you were in the market for buying a item or two.
Oh, we're always looking to expand our selection.
All right. Well, I'm going to pull out the bag of holding. I have this, and I'll pull out the leather strap that I haven't used since I first bought it.
Oh, leather strap.
Yes. So this is a magical item. It isn't just leather. It is a item that causes more harm than good sometimes. It isn't cursed, however. Nothing like that. It's used on a person. You can take a blow for an ally.
Hmm.
And I'm looking
Okay.
just to get rid of it. I don't have any use for it anymore.
All right. So what I can do is I can write a ticket. He pulls out a ticket. Name?
Zon Masverick.
How much are you asking for this item?
2 platinum.
2 platinum for leather piece that you said does more harm than good.
It doesn't do more harm than good. I misspoke. It is an item that takes a blow for an allied individual.
Transfers blows. All right. He rips off the bottom of it, and there's a number. Return by tomorrow. He hands you the number, ties the rest of the tag to the leather piece, and we shall have the finalized price and a determination of whether or not we will buy it.
All right. Is 2 platinum 100 gold pieces or 1,000 gold pieces in this game?
2 platinum is 200 gold pieces.
Okay, that's what I thought. Just making sure. I'll take that ticket. I also have. Let's just see. Make sure I don't have anything else. Nope, that was it. I was also in the market. Do you have any healing potions or anything of value that I might be of use or interesting finds? I'm always in the market.
Well, our potion supplier did go missing recently, but
That's curious.
but yes. So I do have some potions of healing, but because we are running quite low, they are going to be a little bit more expensive. We're looking for about 80 gold pieces per.
Ooh. And these are regular potions of healing, correct?
Yes.
How many do you have available?
We have 4.
Well,
Tell you what, you buy all 4, and I will throw in. He pulls out a slim glass tube that's filled with silver liquid. This for free.
and what is it?
It is a magical potion.
What does it do?
We've only one of its kind, and well, it seems to glow a bit.
All right.
1 second, guys. I need to go check on my son. 1 second.
Sure.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. All right. So, where were we? Sorry, brain went somewhere else.
The guy was trying to offer me
Yes, the silver
random
potion.
potion.
It glows in the dark. Could be helpful when you're looking for things in the dark.
No, I think I'll pass.
Does it look like the one that I have in my backpack?
Are you pulling out that potion to
No, I just want to.
make a quick insight check then?
Okay.
It does look remarkably similar. I mean, it looks like there's less in here than that, but it does look remarkably similar.
keep that to myself.
I think I'll pass either way. Anything else of value that you think would be interesting to part with?
That depends on what your idea of interesting is.
Anything that someone in the academy might not have use for, but who someone who is on the road in the thick of it pretty often might have use for.
I've got just the thing. So he pulls out a book. This was made by a transfer student. We worked out the kinks. What this will do is it comes with a little pen here. He slides the pen into, it's a regular looking leather book with a strap for the pen. He goes, look, you activate it and it will jot down everything you say. It's very good for keeping down a journal, notes, really anything.
No thanks. So, since there's nothing really to buy, you did mention your potion supplier went missing?
Well, yes. So we had one up in northern Moroth. He distilled potions for us. He made quite a bit, and we haven't heard from him from some time. And so it's either he's missing or decided to cut off contact from us without giving us a word. And we are very generous payers of potion suppliers. So if you know of any others.
I don't. However, would you know of his name? We're headed north soon anyways. We could help look into this for you.
I wouldn't, but I can put you in the point of our manager. He's not here. He works in the afternoon. But if you come around 3, 4 o'clock, look for a dwarf named Jeremiah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. I will be sure to come see your manager.
Excellent. You sure you don't want the journal? It's 10 gold.
Do not want the journal.
All right.
Have a good day.
He nods.
Leave unless anybody else is doing something.
While Zahn was talking, Damikos was just kind of looking around the shop at some of the items. Is there anything that, like, interesting that catches his eye?
Most of these items seem to be made specifically with students in mind.
Mm-hmm.
There's like an inkwell that the claim is it doesn't run out of ink. Pens that, like quill pens that don't break, etc. There really don't seem to be anything that's set out. There is it looks like smooth iron bar sitting on one of the shelves. God.
Smooth iron bar. And is this set up like as a shop that has like a info card there, or
Normally there would be like there's info, but this one just says 20 gold.
Excuse me, color me intrigued, but what does this? Is this just an iron bar?
He stands up after he and Zahn are done talking. Pardon me. He walks over. Yes, this is actually looks at the tag. Well, it's weird that it doesn't have its name on there, But if you feel along here, he takes your hand and runs a finger across the side, and you feel a small almost recessed button.
Hmm.
He presses it. It's all right. Now try to move it.
Sure, I try to move it.
It is stuck
Oh,
in midair.
fun.
Push the button.
The bar kind of drops a little bit in your hand. After it seemed to be sustaining itself, your wrist kind of like, we don't need to carry this anymore.
Yeah.
You press the button, it kind of dropped a little bit.
That's very interesting. Interesting indeed. And how much were they asking for it?
20 gold.
20 gold.
Oh, be careful not to press the other button.
And why is that?
Oh, it's something we were told when it was made by a student and given to us. We can't find another button, so we're not sure what it does. We can only find that button, which is why the price is low. Normally, I would tell you this after you bought it, but I felt this. I don't know where the other button is, and it worries me that I can't at least find it.
Looking at it, am I able to see a second button at all?
Make a quick investigation check.
Nope.
You are not able to. You are scouring this thing, like trying to hold it in every angle of light. You can't find another button on there.
Like highly curious, but I don't think we have that saved to 20 anymore. You know what? Could be useful in some capacity. I will pay the 20 gold.
Excellent. He takes you back to the counter. He takes the 20 gold, removes the price tag from it, and now it's yours.
All right.
Add a movable question mark rod to your inventory.
Got it. Could be fun. All right. I'm done unless anyone else needs to do anything.
I was just looking around and seeing if there's anything interesting besides school supplies.
Really, I mean, there's a potion, which is a coiled cylinder with a metal topper on the top, and it is a blue liquid.
Does it have a card like anything else?
It does. It says 80-hour energy.
So it is for students.
Don't need that. I'll just wander back over to the others.
Gotcha. Anyone else have anything they want to buy? You haven't?
I don't think this place would have anything to help boost either archery or swinging my axe as much.
I mean, you could try 80-hour energy.
How much is 80-hour energy?
It's just like, it is a little more expensive. It's 25 gold.
You know what? I'm curious.
Do it.
I'll just wave down the guy who's selling it.
Because he's dealing with Damocus, another person walks up. Yes?
Hi there. I was wondering about this product here, 85-hour energy.
80.
It's 80-hour energy, sir. Yes, it's quite good if you're studying for midterms. It will keep you up and help you focus on studying.
Okay. Is there any sort of side effects from taking it?
Oh well, your focus is enhanced. You don't need the ability to sleep just kind of gone for the remainder of the potion, um, and it apparently tastes like blueberries. From the students have had this before.
I'll take one.
Excellent. Come with me. She takes it off the shelf and goes, "All right, that'll be 20. Ooh, actually, it looks like our stock is a little bit low. We're going to have to increase the price by a bit so we can get our supply to give us some more. You understand, it's a supplier fee of an additional. So we're looking for 35 gold pieces.
Can I do an insight check on that?
Yeah, you can. So she is. She's definitely trying to overcharge you a little bit. For it, you don't know what a supplier fee is, or why all of a sudden it would be added to there. The ticket price is 25.
Oh, those. Well, that is quite a shame about that. Really, this price of doing business and all that. I'll just go and help put this back then.
All right. Okay, I can, for this time only, waive the 10 gold. If you purchase something else in the shop, uh, equivalent to 10 gold or less.
Can I look for something that's worth 10 gold or
Sure.
less? Perception check real fast.
I mean, you find quills that never break for about 2 gold. Books that are waterproof for about 50 silver.
Hmm.
Do I see this going on?
This is happening at another like table.
Gotcha.
So you could, if you were looking over, see it going on. But the it's right now the demonstration with Damokos's immovable rod is going on.
You know what? How much were the books? 50 silver each.
Yeah.
So about 2 of them are gold.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pick up 4 books and like 3 quills.
Gotcha.
Why do I see this going on?
Yeah, so you see Jovan walk over to a table with arms full of books and quills. It's kind of a little bit more interesting than Domicus frantically searching this bar for another button.
What, pray tell, are you doing? Are you purchasing books?
They want me to buy $10 worth of additional things.
What?
So that I can buy some 80-hour energy.
Jesus, what? Walk up to this table where this woman is trying to sell him this. What is this deal you are negotiating with my friend here at the moment?
Oh, there's a supplier fee because these are one of our last.
There's a what?
In the shop. A supplier fee.
Since I've never met a store that had a supplier fee.
Well, ever since our potions master disappeared, we are in desperate need for new potions. So all funds from the supplier fee go to our people searching for a new potion brewer.
Right. And
We found
there's
that
no
people
reason why your other funds that you already make from profits should go to that and not charge your customers additional money to do your job for you.
you'd be surprised at how few people donate when you ask for donations.
Right. Because you're asking them to donate for you to do your job.
We're merely asking for any funds to help us, assist us in producing more potions in the future. The supply fee is optional, as I mentioned. I said it can be waived.
Then why don't you waive it?
He seemed insistent on buying more things.
Yovin, why are you buying more things? She's waiving your fee.
No, it's fine. It's just if I have to buy things of $10.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Put them back.
He's put back 2 of the quills and has picked up like 2 more books.
Oh my god. Can I see this happening?
Please.
Yeah, now at this
put
point,
those back.
Damakos is starting to buy it, and like his arms are essentially full of books at this point.
Yo, Ilvin, what are you doing?
No, it's the supplier's fee.
Yeah.
It's
No,
fine.
no.
Ilvin, you don't go to school here. Can you like just buy one book? Where are you going to put all of that?
He doesn't even need the books. Please put the books back.
I'm gonna put all but 2 of them back.
No,
and the
put
2
all
with
of
the
them
most
back.
colorful titles.
Why? You don't need
Colorful-looking
those.
covers.
Oh, jeez.
Damakos, at this point, you've made your purchase and are now joining the group, trying to get Yovin to put back the books.
I put back the 4 other books I had and the 3 quills. It's now just 2 of the books that have like the most colorful like covers.
Yovin, what are you gonna write?
It's for reading.
Those are
Aren't they
blank
journals?
books. Those are
These are journals. They're not even like textbooks.
they have no
Textbooks are
information in them.
easily
You're supposed to put the
minimum of
information
platinum.
in.
Can I
Get it
try?
put back. Well, there's
Oh, thank God! I'm gonna try and persuade you to put the rest of them down.
So, how many books are you purchasing, Yovin?
no.
No books.
No. You know, I honestly misunderstood. I thought they were like literally random textbooks. I was picking.
No,
No, the textbooks would be so much more expensive. Easily a platinum minimum.
They're lined with gold.
Gold filigree.
What are you even purchasing?
This. I held up the 80-hour energy.
She holds out her hand.
Do I recognize this bottle of gunk?
Make a quick. Make a quick just intelligence check for memory.
Sure.
So, you have read stories about this energy drink. While it does produce fantastic results, it also does cause massive waves of exhaustion because you're up for 80 hours after drinking it.
Oof.
So you kind of have to sleep 80 hours to recover.
Did you mention the side effects at all?
I told him.
You mentioned the very long time to rest after using it.
Well, that's just common sense.
The what?
Yovin, I think you're being scammed. Let's please leave.
No more than me about that. I'm just gonna walk over, put the thing back, hands in my pockets as I start walking out of the store.
Goodbye. I hope you have a wonderful day.
And so, you guys leave? Anywhere next?
I mean, my next spot
So that
probably
was
not be anywhere near this place. So
What
So
time
that
is
was
it now?
It's around 10:30. You guys spent a little bit of time in there.
So that was the store where all the products work. What about the one that not all the products
I
work?
know.
They might have some more potent stuff.
Didn't seem like a whole lot of stuff worked there to me, but sure.
So, as you guys are standing around discussing, two travelers, people with the familiar knapsacks over their sides, come up and kind of at the same time, one of them goes, Kara Olde, and the other one goes, Damikos Grey Castle. And they look at each other.
Yes.
Yes.
They both hand you letters and then kind of look at each other again, give each other the one up and down, and then go off in their own separate directions.
Got a dagger. Open it up.
So you open up it is a formal request from the old days that you both join them for lunch at a equivalent to a 5-star restaurant.
Oh, I thought this would be at home. Great.
So what's the news?
Put the dagger back into the bag of infinite daggers.
Right.
We are being summoned for lunch. Does it say where, like how far from where we are it is?
You guys do recognize the restaurant. It is a mainly fish place, and the appointment is for noon.
We've got an hour and a half. Wait. Yes.
Yes.
I can tell time. I swear.
You two have somewhere to be together. That's fine
Yes,
with me.
Seems we have to have lunch at the Fish Palace.
That's fine. I mean, you do what you gotta do. We'll be here, I guess. Killing time until our meeting, and if you show, you show.
In an hour and a half. It shouldn't take us that long to get to the fish palace, right?
No, Fish Palace is not very far away.
Okay.
Thank goodness it wasn't Seaport Secrets. That's all the way across town. That would easily be an hour and a half to get there. But Fish Palace is very short. It's a very short distance.
Well, we can do a little bit more wandering until we actually have to leave.
Alright, it's up to you. Well, whenever you do need to trail off, go ahead, and then we will stick to our reservation, and then if you're there, you're there.
Well,
All right. So where are you guys headed to in the meantime?
I had no other plans except magic shops, so...
You know, there's another magic shop in town.
Do I know if there's another magic shop in town?
I know. Do we know?
Yeah.
So
The three of us that live here know.
you guys typically, those of you who actually do leave, tend to go to places of good reputation. So you know the area in which there are magic shops would be closer to the magic shops would be closer to the entrances to the city. They are in the less developed parts of the city, and typically they're more tourist trappy and not a lot of good things happen around them.
Well, unless you want to walk all the way out to the gates of the city, and I don't assume the two of you can do that since you have an appointment. We don't really have any more magic shops to go to, so unless you had any other plans for shopping, I'm out of
Well-
ideas.
I'm not a fan of shopping. It was just, I think there might be something weird going on with my axe.
Something we can bring up to the professor?
Okay, because it was like always rusted all the time, and I figured, okay, this axe is probably just always rusted. That's just how it is. But it started to get unrusted a little bit, and I don't know.
I have no idea how
why
the properties
that's
of rust
going on.
work, so...
He's
In all
never
of his
seen
time
it.
of studying, he's never studied Rust.
I have
He's
not.
never seen it. Service
I know what
always
it is. I don't know how
He's
it works.
too busy studying how wizards work.
Yes. You know, things that kill people. That's what I was studying.
Rust?
Rust doesn't
Okay.
kill people.
I mean, not
Yes, it
all
does.
people.
I would gesture to the body of Bison, but it got melted.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Devoured.
What I am gonna do, since nobody else has any ideas, I'm gonna head back to the academy
Okay.
and speak to the guy inside.
So you go back in? Yes.
Hi, so soon to return. I was wondering, do you have a public library? Or a library that can be used by one
So
of report like me?
We do have a limited library that you can use, but in order to get into more of the specific knowledge, you're going to have to be a student.
Understood. But I could use that library, you're saying?
Yes, it does have plenty of books on general knowledge.
All right, I can be arranged since I'm just looking to kill some time. So, if you could point me in that direction, I will take my fancy.
Sure. So he gives you the directions, easily followable. He says, "Oh, by the way, sometimes the students like to play pranks."
Right.
Hmm.
Anything specific? You're
If
telling
I
me.
knew, I'd avoid them.
Right. All right. Thank you for the input. I will be on the lookout. I guess I'm going to direct everyone towards the library to kill time.
Oh, each of you go to the library. It is, even the limited section is overflowing with knowledge. Pretty much anything you want to look up is going to be found in here. Let me know when you are looking up, because some of it could be in the restricted section.
All right. I'm just looking up that list that I sent you before. Arkmir, Guardians of Velirine, Velirine, the host, anything related that symbolically fits the host. And then any children's story or additional information about that children's story about Ventera and whatever.
So, you do find some children's stories about Velirine. Essentially, the stories are about how too much reliance on one form of progress will cause you to fail. And some are written with heavily religious overtones, such as like straying from the gods will cause you to fall, shit like that. It just seems like these stories are, even the same story in two different books is vastly different. No one seems to agree on exactly what Velirine was, except for a very large city that everyone could use magic in. Vintera, you don't really find much about. Um, though you do make an investigation check, please. So, as you're looking around, you do essentially get their location guide and where a book about Vintera should be, just like a generalist like map of a estimation of where Vintera is. It is not there. Like the maps that before this map are there, the maps after this map are there, but there's an empty spot where this map should be.
All right. And then anything about the Arkmir Guardians of Velirine or any symbology about the host?
So the host, don't really find anything. Guardians of the Velirine, they're mentioned in passing in one of the children's stories, with a footnote written in kind of sloppy, rushed handwriting. Guardians of Velirine is underlined a lot, like someone was definitely trying to point this out with a note of who, how many, where. But essentially, the story that's about them lists them as the ones who caused the society to fall, and describes them in such a way that it's implied that they were literally guardians, like giant stone statues that came to life whenever something threatened Velirine. And when they decided that Velirine itself was like corrupted, they demolished the city, and then they themselves crumbled.
All right. I assume that'll kill enough time until the other two need to leave.
Yes. Did anyone else want to do anything at the library before the two friends of opposite genders that are not dating but going on a lunch meeting with their families? No?
I'll probably, you know what? I'm gonna try and look for some books as well.
Okay.
Gonna try and look for some books on shifters.
Cool. So they disappear, going to the fish palace. And so you have it. Make a quick investigation check for me. Damn. All right. Yeah. So you easily find the library guide and are going through. A lot of these books seem to be outdated. Research into shifters, calling them half wolves, implying that they are the children of lycanthropes. It's seen that there some texts refer to them as lesser beings than werewolves. Only one of them really goes into that there are different kinds of shifters, and it doesn't quite outrightly say these are not related to lycanthropes, but the text heavily does imply that there's something else that causes being a shifter. It's not really a curse. It seems to be more of a genetic thing.
And I'm just gonna keep trying to read, and like see if there's any like historical like settlements of sifters or any place of like origin of where like the first cases might have come from.
Make another just real quick investigation check for me. Damn, all right, consistent. So there's no historic like settlements, but you do read that there was a purge about 80 years ago where shifters were essentially eliminated on sight. No one knows why. No one knows who caused it. But for about 10 years, anytime someone was outed as a shifter, they were found dead the next day. Their bodies completely drained of blood, and occasionally torn to shreds.
That's
But never those two like effects at once. So if a body was drained of blood, it was drained of blood. If it was torn to shreds, blood was usually fucking everywhere because it was torn to shreds.
that's unsettling. I'm gonna bring my book over to Zahn.
Okay.
Just Zahn, you're a learned man.
Give or take, yes.
You ever hear about the purges?
Have I ever heard about the purges?
Make an investigation check. Just for like. So your studies, people are very fond of purging other people. It doesn't really take much for that to happen. So he's gonna have to be a little bit more specific.
Yeah, I'm not sure of what specific purges you're talking about.
Says here about 80 years ago, a lot of my kind apparently got killed in some very not good ways. And I don't know if you might know more, being in high society, of like, I don't know if you know anything, but it's something I might
Be
have to look up.
honest, I most likely don't. Most of my study is in keeping myself and my family from harm. And while history has been somewhat of an interest, it hasn't really taken hold very often, as it's sort of unnecessary in my line of work at the moment.
Okay. I'm just gonna sit there for about 5 seconds and just be like, do people normally drain people's bloods when they kill them?
No. No.
So you know any like family that's like, we're the blood draining family and we specialize in draining blood?
I mean, I assume no, but do I?
I'm not even gonna make you roll for this one. There's no family that just
No.
drains
Yeah.
blood.
Would announce
No.
that if they did.
Morith has some characters who do have some kinks and quirks, but draining the blood of their enemies or just random people in general is not one of them.
But there are vampires. There are vampires in Moroth, but no official like vampire families.
I mean, there are vampires, if you've heard of them, but not ones that are outed recently.
Okay. I'm just gonna point to where in the book is like bodies found mostly either drained of blood or torn to shreds. This makes me think that it might not have been normal mobs of people.
I would assume that as well. Most mobs have rumors and a lot more noise around them rather than your people to mostly unknown.
Yeah, I'm just first time I've ever gotten to actually look into anything about me. I'm probably just distracting you from your research. I apologize.
No, I'm just killing time at this point.
All right, and I think that's where we're going to end the session for tonight. Yeah, we're going to pick up next week with the excursion to the Fish Palace, where
The legendary.
God damn it. All right. So thank you guys again for joining us for another week of FetchQuest. You're just now joining us. All of our videos are up on YouTube. Go ahead, follow us
the
through.
newest one. That one will
Except
go
for
up
the
later
newest
tonight.
one.
I'm in the middle of uploading it.
And no rush, man. Get the no characters. No one immediately dies, so don't even worry about that. Anybody have anything they want to promote?
Yes, I do actually. So a friend of mine has started up kind of a family business. He calls it the Mimics Chest, and his product that he has out now is a character sheet notebook. Actually, it's a nice leather-bound notebook, and on the inside, you can see that there's a spell sheet, and then at the back it has a 3-page fold out for your character sheet info, and then blank pages for taking notes or journal entries in character and whatnot. I highly recommend checking his work out. He's planning to do a Kickstarter at some point in the future for more options for the book, but it's very nice, real, high quality leather. Check it out. Mimic's Chest.
Fantastic. And I believe earlier when we were talking, you said the price is about $35.
Yes, $35 on the website, which is
Yep.
pretty good, actually.
Fantastic. All right. Anything else? All right. As a reminder, go ahead, follow us on the Twitter. We do post updates from time to time. I've been pretty lax about that. There's been a lot of stuff going on. Once things calm down, I'll be back to posting more hints, riddles, just generally annoying cryptic puzzles.
Messages.
That's right. All right. Well, we'll see you again next week as we explore
Fish Palace.
what Damagos is going to choose. Thank you again, guys.
Goodbye.
Yeah.